Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is 2022, the year of the tiger. Dude, this year is gonna be so much fun. With all the plans that are already in the works now, projects that are getting done, projects that were completed in 21, that leaves a lot to look forward to for this coming year, and I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. I can wait, I will wait, but man. All right, so where are we at? A little bit of a mess here. We have cylinder head things, parts are on ordered for that. They will be, I believe here, everything should be here Thursday, finally, including the screens. You know, this thing is where it's at. We got the shifter in. I really haven't gone back into it lately and touched much, but I need to work on the seats. That's a big thing. So we got another customer car. It's this little thing out here. Bing, right there. It's a 2012 Volkswagen Jetta TDI. There's a whole list. Like, I can read this thing to you. 1 second. This is what Volkswagen. Customer reports check engine light on. Found 2 fault code plugs from fault findings. Also shows EGR and DPF fault findings. Need to be replaced per fault intake manifold setting code in fault findings. Also to be replaced. Cannot guarantee repair without performing all repairs due to being connected systems, codes, and diagnostic procedures performed. Diag and ran fault findings, checking mission performance. Advanced customer, advised customer of repair needs, advised customer of repair needs, estimate cost, customer decline. So that's what the customer basically said. Remember the guy who owned the F-150? Yeah, he owns the TDIs also. 3 of them, 4 of them, 3 of them. So yeah, now that's our new project. We're gonna figure out what's going on with a Volkswagen TDI. It sounds like it's emissions related, so you would think it would be covered under the emissions warranty, which I don't know why it's not. I'm personally curious about that, so I'm gonna dive down that rabbit hole and get better answers, because like DPF, EGR, those are all emissions, I believe, covered underneath Dieselgate. But this thing, I think, only has like 140,000 miles on it or something. Let's go see how many miles are on this thing. Plus, I gotta thaw it out anyways. Oh my word, it's cold. So we got snow. We finally got snow. Look how much of it is. All of it. All of the snow. Yay. There you go. So it's got 130,000 miles on it. And it's a 2012, so I thought they were at least 10 year. I don't know. Fishy here, and I don't understand why. We're gonna look into that thing a little bit more, see what's going on with it. Something's just not right there, so figure it out together. But first I gotta get this mess cleaned up, so BRB. Oh, burnouts. Oh. All right, well, now that the Volkswagen's stalled out, we can get inside. Let's get this thing hooked up and see what it's saying. You're not supposed to diagnose by codes alone, which is valid. I get that. But you gotta have them to start. Like, you need some sort of data point to get started. All right, let's see what you're thinking. Scanner. All right, so we're definitely getting some stuff. Let's see what it's already saying about engine management. Intake flat position, sensor implausible mechanical malfunction. That right there is probably something to do with, like, I'm gonna assume like carbon buildup or something like that. Like, that can't be that bad. We'll look more into it. What else do we got? Fuel injection circuit malfunction. That's odd. I don't know what, injector 9, that's weird. Something I just found that was super weird is the fuel injector number 9 is located underneath the navigation system. Why is that there and not up here under engine management? I find that very, very weird. So I've done a little bit of digging into what this number 9 injector thing is, and supposedly it has something to do with the car not giving enough fuel back in return. 5 minutes of reading into it. But I decided to take the plastic cover off. I'm like, let's see how many injectors this thing has. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. I don't see 9 injectors. So something is definitely quirky about that code. One guy in an old forum wrote that it might be something to do with a non Volkswagen, with a non-Volkswagen scanner being hooked up to it, and that makes sense. I can get behind that. So I'm gonna run to the house, grab the VCDS, grab the laptop. The laptop's got a cracked screen in it, because it is what it is. But we're gonna go ahead and grab it and a long HDMI cable and get it hooked up to the screen here so we can see if that code comes back as something different with VCDS. So, see what we can do. All right, guys, so here is the update and the skinny on the Volkswagen TDI and the codes that we're seeing in this system. Let's start with this intake manifold flat position bank 1. So I've been doing some digging here, looking into it. Remember, this is like the first real diesel, Volkswagen diesel I've gotten to work on. P0 2015 has to deal with the intake flapper. That's this bit right here. Threw me off because anytime you see something that says implausible signal, that usually has to deal with like component malfunction, hard part malfunction, something is not working the way it's supposed to. It's functioning because we're getting issues, right? Implausible usually means that something is happening that's outside of the range that either the component is designed to work within or that the software is told that it can read within. Okay, so if you can picture, say, a 0 to 100, right? And you got a lever in there. And it starts over here on 0 and goes to 100. And that's, say, open, close, right? Well, sometimes an implausible signal, you might go a little bit past 100, say like to 110. And that range, enough of that signal or that output being pushed that far is going to be picked up by the ECM, which is in turn going to tell it, hey, something here is not right, and it's gonna cause a light to populate, and then you see it on your dash, take your car in for service. In this case, for something that might cost $60. I'm not even kidding. I've been digging into this 2015, what causes it. I found a company called Diesel Geeks, and they sell a bracket. I'll put a picture of it right here, because I just ordered 3 of them. ID, i.e. I got 3 diesels to service here. What it is, it's a little bracket that goes back in there that stops that lever from being able to pass 100. And that's what's causing the problem. I called my customer Bill and he was concerned, was there anything like with the DPF system? Was there any EGR codes in there? Was there any glow plug codes? Because he was told that he needed glow plugs. And I'm like, no, Bill. I'm like, no, Bill, this is all there is. Like, that's it. We ordered 3 sets of everything that we ordered for this, for the other 2 that he has. Eventually, this 2015 code is gonna happen. It is an intake runner, but what I'm noticing the more I look into it is that this code usually comes with like a $1,000 to $2,000 price tag to fix. And this very well might only need like, this probably isn't even gonna break the $500 budget. Before I even fix it, I'm willing to foreshadow this to be like a 3 on my scale of difficulty. Kind of a skewed scale, but it's my scale. Let's put this thing outside and let's get into this. I wanna get into some of these seat rails because I got some time left in the day and I'm trying to be out of here by 6 o'clock. So let's see if we can get some seat brackets sort of mocked in there for this thing. Let's get to it. All right, so we got our little plate in there. I thought I had the camera running, but I didn't, so you couldn't see how I fit that plate in there so well. Nothing that a hammer and a grinder wasn't able to take care of. I gotta cut like half an inch, 1/4 of an inch off this piece of tube here so we can get an idea of what it's gonna look like. Something down in there like that. I was looking at the way FIA seats mount. From the get-go, these seats that I have are just, they're not approved for anything other than aesthetics. Honestly, I don't even know if they're approved for like your street car as far as like a safety rating or whatnot. Like, I have 0 clue. Bought these out of a junkyard car probably a year or 2 ago. I was gonna put them in something, I paid 50 bucks for them. What I have found is that all the seat rails are like welded-in seat supports. That's cool, so that's easy to replicate. all the seats that are FIA approved and the brackets are all very similar in how they mount. Gives me the ability to replicate what I believe will work for an FIA seat. So I'll be able to put a tube in here and put a tube up in here. I cut these brackets off the bottom of the seat down here. They were like there and there and there and there. And what I'm thinking I can do is I can relocate these so that they're all on the same plane, because the new seat brackets that I'll eventually have to buy are also on the same plane. Plane meaning straight line here, straight line here. What I'm gonna attempt to do is put those tubes in and then re-weld these tabs to the bottom of those seat brackets in the straight plane. So hypothetically, when I have to upgrade, or when I do upgrade in the near future, it shouldn't be that difficult. Probably is gonna be difficult anyways though, but it's wishful thinking, right? This is that quote unquote attempt at future proofing. But anyway, let's get this tube cut and let's see what it looks like. Bandsaw, let's get the bandsaw. Yeah, a little bit more. All right, round two. Yeah, a little bit more, trim me on there. Now I got that one in there. I have an idea of how far forward I want to be, but I knew that I wanted to mount roll cage box for the rear half of the seat bracket. That support for the seat doubles also as a chassis support between the car. Not that it honestly probably needs it, but that's kind of what my mind went, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna run with it. So, not so much worried about the width, 18 inches. I mean, I've got like 20 something in here. Yeah, like 20, 21 inches in between the back there. But the length on this is about 16 inches. So if I were to go like, well, let's just say dead center there, 16 inches is about where the front brackets stop. I'm gonna go right in here for it. Mostly because I've always felt cumbersome in my factory car with my factory seat. And with the Newts, I always find myself like sitting back here almost, like my body. So I sit a little bit farther back. I'm gonna be also sitting farther down in the car. Put my front seat support here. That's gonna give me enough room to ultimately play with my seating position to a spot where I like it and I feel the most comfortable. That's the other cool thing about using these. These seats are on rail sliders. And yes, I'm sure somewhere in that rule book it says no rail sliders allowed. This rule book, right there. See if we can do the front tube now. Well, let's get to the front tube now. Not see if, let's just do it. All right guys, well I didn't realize what time it was. It's like 6 o'clock already. I kind of got to get home. I promised the young one that we would do, I promised Colton that we would do a pancake challenge for dinner, which means we're making multicolored pancakes and doing them through like squirt bottles. It's just fun. It's fun. You should try it. If you have kids, you haven't done a pancake challenge before, you should definitely do a pancake challenge tonight. Kids, if you're listening to this, smash that like button and start going to your parents screaming, pancake challenge, pancake challenge. I want to do a pancake challenge like the RwdyAudi. Oh, Colton comes to me and is like, Dad, I want to do a pancake challenge like Ryan. I'm like Ryan. So we went and watched what a pancake challenge was. Now I know. Anyway, I'm going to take this piece with me here. I may take this back out and put some flat stock in there. I don't know, but I'm going to have to get some of this no matter what. Oh, we also need to get a couple more bits of plate steel like this. So we're going to go ahead and run down to Shapiro tomorrow, get some material, and see what other stuff they have we don't need. You know what? We might come back with a piece of aluminum for that as well, or at least another sheet of steel for that bit back there, because that's not going to be enough. All right, guys, so I think that's where I'm going to end this one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If the AI got you here, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm outie.